and maybe have a bit of a time out, have a bit of a relax when the noises are getting a bit too much for them. And where it first started was with community, actually in our Maitland LGA, where people had been speaking to some of the linkers at Ability Links to see if there was any way that they could get involved with a bit of a partnership to be able to create a space where people could come, spend a bit more time, have some sensory spaces and be able to stay at events for a bit longer.
Because I would assume that a lot of people who are sensitive to loud noises, crowds, having to find a park, all of those things would totally avoid events like this, and so not be able to enjoy what our community is all about.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we basically started with the concept of the tent, having some sensory spaces, a few sensory toys. We have noise-cancelling headphones. We have wheelchairs that people can hire for the day, free of charge. And then basically we kind of got the tent was getting sort of bigger with each different event that happened, and we decided to start approaching different councils in the local area to see, if they would be involved. And that's where the great partnership with Lake Macquarie City Council came in.
And this is where you become involved, Jenny. So thank you so much for Lake Mac to be here and to joining with Ability Links to make this possible. So it would be a lot of planning from your perspective to get this involved and to ensure that the needs of the people are being met. So who is coming along to the sensory tents?
Yep. Look, we're getting a variety of people from, general community coming along and asking what the tent's all about as well, because, they see the sign out there and people are curious to come over and ask what it's all about. So that's helping to raise community awareness of the community to be more inclusive for everyone. We are finding, as Amanda said, some children that just want to come along, just have a bit of quiet time, bit of time out, due to the noise associated with some of these larger events. We have helped people that have got some hearing impairments that, use the hearing loops, the noise cancelling headphones as well have been really popular. But, sometimes it's just a matter of, just the children come along, carers are there, sit down and they just, have a look read through some of the books and toys and things that are
exactly.
over there.
And I love the idea that you're actually showcasing this so that people like myself can go home and talk to friends and who ordinarily wouldn't come along because it is loud and there are lots of people, there are different smells. I mean, for people with a whole range of sensory problems, we've got to keep this in mind.
Absolutely. Just to give you a little bit of background, Council developed its Disability Inclusion Action Plan back in July last year. So it was identified from community consultation that people wanted improvements made to our major events and making them more inclusive for everyone in the community. And you're exactly right. Sometimes, it's a difference of having that quiet space to, the difference of people being able to attend or not. We tend to have the other infrastructure in place, like the parking and, pathways and things like that, but it's, it goes beyond that. So it's looking after people's sensory needs, which is really important.
Thank you, Jenny. Now, Amanda, you're from Ability Links. So how does you, as an organisation, bring in people from the community to know about this?
Well, Ability Links is all about working with people in the community, people with disability, being able to get people with disability into community to be able to live the same life that everyone else is able to live. So we do spend a lot of time out in community, whether it be neighbourhood centres, community groups, different agencies. We're out in all of these places all the time across Lake Macquarie and all of Newcastle region anyway. So we're out there, we're talking about this event tent. We are including everyone into it. We're trying to make sure that our promotional material is getting out there and just making sure that everyone is aware of them before the event happens. So I think especially when you do find with people that do live with disability that they actually plan where they're going ahead of time.
Exactly.
So they need to know that the tent's going to be here, what's going to be in the tent, where they can find the tent, how they can access it, and it's just it's all around that promotion and marketing that we're doing with Lake Mac.
You've been doing a few events now. Are you noticing that you're getting more of an audience coming in?
We are, and we're also noticing, because we do have a few of these tents, as I said, around with different LGAs, you notice that people might go to an event in another area and then come to one of our Lake Mac events and say, oh yeah, I saw that somewhere else, I knew you were going to be here, so that's why I decided to come. So a lot of that is definitely happening. You start to see some familiar faces of people that in families, bigger families and that, with the small children that need that bit of time to sit quietly. They've been to another event, they know we're here, they know what to expect, and they're coming along to multiple events now.
Jenny and Amanda, I love it that you've been able to collaborate together and to come up with this today. I wandered over to your amazing tent there, and it's all blue, it's nice and comforting, and there's a lot of staff there that are there to chat with and to sort of chill with as well, which I really love, that you've got obviously some trained people there to do that, so I appreciate that. So there is more in store for this idea. You're going to be continuing into different events.
Yes, the pilot with Ability Links actually finishes on the 30th of June this year, but Council, it's the intention for Council to continue it at the 4 major events that we have at this stage.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, ladies. I'll let you get back to it,
and
because
we'll be here all night.
You'll be here all night,
yes.
and especially because there's fireworks, and we want people to enjoy what the council are putting on for us and be involved in the community without having to worry about it is loud. There are lots of people. It's going to get dark. It could rain. There are lots of things that our community is sensitive to. That we're only really just touching the surface of it. So I appreciate that you've come along today to let us know what you do. So all the very best, and we will look forward to chatting with you more as the night goes on. I'm going to throw you back to Claire, who's still got lots of fantastic music coming on.
I have indeed, Martine, but some of that will come up